In a world where the ground feels shaky and memory is optional, two men will rise, armed with microphones, dry humor, and a suspicious number of pill bottles. They'll face tremors, stiffness, and the ultimate challenge, recording a podcast without forgetting what they were talking about. This is where Parkinson's gets real. This is Life in Motion, the Parkinson's podcast. Rated P for please take your meds first. Now, grab your earbuds, unless you forgot where you put them. Then just turn the volume up because today's episode is ready to go. Now, here are Bryce and Brian.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Life in Motion, the Parkinson podcast. I'm Bryce, and I'm here with my buddy Brian. Brian, how you doing?
Doing great. And with the folks who are watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your podcast, we're just happy to have you here today.
Amazing, Brian. You know what? We started playing around with this podcast. You and I sitting around just talking, shooting the you know what, exactly. And now we're talking about Spotify and Apple. It's like, what's happening here? This is crazy, And we're just we're just doing our thing, trying to but it's fun. It's great. So I'm really excited. I cannot believe how people are just enjoying what we're doing, and we're just talking about life with Parkinson's, and things we've gone through and things we do, and having fun with it.
Absolutely. And today's show is going to be interesting because it's all around, is it Parkinson's or me? And I think that's going to be a super relatable topic.
I tell you, I do that all the time, Brian. Like, you know what? Is this every day you wake up and it's like, hey, what's happening to me? Is this Parkinson's? Is this just old age? Is it just my head? Like, where am I at? And, and I think many people can relate to that. So I'm really excited about getting into it because, those moments like this, it's weird stuff that we all wonder about, right? It has to be.
Well, it kind of reminds me of, if you're home alone or you're lying in bed and you're awake and you can hear everybody creak and squeak that the house is making. Well, my body's doing that, and I'm not sure, is the wind making that creak and squeak in the house, or is that Parkinson's making that creak and the squeak in Brian?
Squeak and the squeak.
He's trying to figure that out.
Well, Brian, I'll tell you something's funny. So it's kind of funny, but I got my hearing aids this week, and guess what? I don't think I heard squeaks and squeaks before. Now I have to turn my hearing aids down because it's so loud. And I'm thinking I didn't know my floor squeaked as much as it did. So I know it's not me, it's this floor. But anyway, it's crazy. But you know what else, Brian? I am so excited today because today we are going to have our very first ever Viewer Showdown on Shaky Fakey. We've got a special guest joining us for Shaky Fakey. It's the Beat Brian Viewer Showdown.
I love it.
I can see the competitiveness. Something else. My nose is plugged. I have the worst cold today. My nose is plugged, so it's like competitiveness. But anyway, I can see the competitive. The juice is flowing. I can see that. I don't even know if you can concentrate till we might have to actually start sooner than later because I think you're not even going to be able to keep up here. But anyway,
I'm already there.
Yeah, you think so. How about this one? When you think about this is the very first thing when you mentioned that about is it Parkinson's just me? I still remember the first time that I forgot where I left my phone, right? And I normally do that every day. Like I'm always constantly looking for my phone, and I'm trying to or my AirPods, and I'm always find my phone. I'm always trying to find it. But when I started losing it, 2 times and 3 times and 4 times in the morning, I would be sitting there thinking, okay, is this brain fog? Am I just a mess today? Did I not sleep well? Can you relate to that?
I've totally been there. Totally. And it's not just memory. Sometimes my legs will feel like they're stiff getting out of a chair. And I'm like, okay, is that Parkinson's or is it just me being 64? And the funny thing is, this is a true story. I have a challenge with my right leg. And I was at the neurologist. I didn't get half of the sentence and she was like, stop. It has nothing to do with Parkinson's. I'm like, okay.
She's like, here comes Brian again. Now he's got his list and I'm going to just,
right.
That's
I
enough.
followed through with my normal doctor. And after a period of tests, I've got fluid on my hip. and I have to go have a drain and a cortisone shot. So it had nothing to do with Parkinson's. It's because I'm 64.
Let's repeat that one more time. Brian is 64, right? So it's like he's dealing with. So you're about 10 years ahead of me. Almost. I'm 54. So yeah, you are 10 years ahead of me. So you know what's really cool? But I can just learn from you. I can just watch this. You like get older, and I can just wait for these things to happen to me. But
That's what you're gonna.
so how about how about this? Do you ever, sometimes I just blame Parkinson's regardless, just for fun. You know what I mean? Like this hearing aid business I'm going through. Someone said to me the other day, like, so like, what is this? I said, it's Parkinson's. Like, it's just Parkinson's. I don't even know. Like, I'm still investigating. I mean, there is some things to it. And I'm actually finding some really interesting things, and we'll probably share that in another episode as I get deeper into it. But sometimes I just blame it on Parkinson's because it's sometimes just easier, right? Like it's not me.
I can't. I am freezing. then I do the Tin Man.
Yeah, can you take the garbage out? I'm just having one of those days. Okay, no problem. I'll take care of it. It's like, okay, wow, I got away with it again. But no, just teasing. But
we're just kidding.
Yeah, that's an absolute joke.
Knowingly do that.
So today we're going to rattle off some of those is it or isn't it, right? And we're going to share some funny, hopefully some funny stories, some frustrating stories, and all of them will make someone hopefully listen. Hopefully you're listening or watching, you can relate to them. You can join in and join us in the comments if there's things that you're kind of like you can relate and you've got one. Just throw it in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say. But Brian, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Because I knew we were going to get into it, but I'm so excited. I mean, we this viewer showdown. I just want to get right into it. So I'm going to shake it up. We're going to change it up, right? And that's probably my Parkinson's because I can't multitask with Parkinson's anymore. So is it me or Parkinson's? It's Parkinson's just changed the order of the show. How about that?
Or is it because you're a control freak?
I can be a bit of a control freak. Yeah, you're right. It's true. All right, here we go. So. I'm going to have some. No, I'm not going to have some water. Okay, so here it is. It's time that we officially launched the new segment of the show, the Viewer Showdown. So each week, one of you will join us, hopefully, join us for head-to-head trivia battle in our favorite show, our favorite segment, Shaky or Fakey. And we are going to get this happening right now. And we are going to we have a special viewer. We're going to bring her up right now and look over here and bring her up. And I'd like you to welcome, Brian. This is it. This is your competitor. Now, you might have to have a stare down or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, you're a friendly guy, but remember, it's you against D, and here comes D. Hi, D. Welcome to the show.
Let's get it on.
Oh, look! Here we go. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's kind of like you know what I'm thinking right now. You know when you watch like a boxing or I don't know, the UFC, and they have that moment where they meet that press conference and they come up to be introduced. They're kind of a stare down. It's amazing. So D is ready to go. Brian, are you ready to go?
Maybe.
Born ready.
Okay.
Born ready. Let's do it.
All right. Well, then, I was going to introduce you to have time, but let's do that after because I think let's get the competitive stuff out of you guys first because this is amazing. And I'm just going to
invite you. Coffee in me, so let's do this.
And Dee's joining us from West Virginia, right? Am I right about that?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, you know what? I'm just going to get right to it. So, Shaky or Fakey. So, I'm going to give you a question. I should have had you guys have a piece of paper and a pen or something. We could have written it down but I'm just going to trust. I'm just okay. You write it down, Brian. Okay, and that way we know we're going to keep you accountable to it. And so, and this is where I always mess it up. But Shaky or Fakey. I'm giving you a statement. Shaky is true. Fakey is false. So it's true or false. Okay. So here we go. Question number 1, D and Brian. And D is going to answer first, and then Brian will answer second. Question 1.
I've written mine down first.
What's that?
Just make sure I've written mine down first.
Oh, I'm watching it because I'm watching.
I want to play fair.
And there's no Googling, Brian. There's no, if I see you shift off to the side.
All I got.
All right. Rock and roll. Okay. So question number 1, D. Parkinson's can cause a REM sleep behavior disorder where people act out their dreams, sometimes even punching or kicking in their sleep. And it's true, Shaky, and false is Fakey.
That's Shaky.
Okay. And Brian, have you done yours?
Yeah, Shaky.
Okay, here we go. Oh, you said Shaky too? All right, you guys are absolutely correct. That is Shaky. This is absolutely true. REM sleep, the RBD, they call it, is common in Parkinson's and often appears years before diagnosis. Ready for this one?
Speak the truth on that one.
You what?
I can speak the truth on that one. That happens to me periodically.
Me too. Oh yeah, me too. I get the wild ones. I get the wild dreams. Okay, question number 2. It's 1-1. If you're keeping score at home, 1-1. Here we go. Dee and Brian. Question number 2. All people with Parkinson's experience tremors. Is that shaky or fakey?
Fakey.
Fakey. And Brian?
Same. Fakey.
Fakey. Right. So it is. You're right. It's fakey. Yeah. Only about this and this. About 20% of people with Parkinson's don't develop a resting tremor.
It's me.
There you go. There you go. 20% of people. Yeah. And so both of you, look at you. You guys are in the 20%. So that was a pretty crazy question to have. Right. Okay. Here's question number 3. Here we go. It's tied 2-2. And I've got a little twist here coming up from both of you because I think I was ready for this. I kind of knew where this was going to end up. So I'm going to twist this up. But here's question number 3. This is just our regular shaky or fakey game. Question number 3. There is currently a blood test that can reliably diagnose Parkinson's disease. Is that true or false, shaky or fakey?
This brief interruption is brought to you by no one, no sponsors, no miracle cures. No one paid us to say this. But if someone wants to sponsor us, we are absolutely available. In the meantime, take a deep breath, stretch something, maybe check if it's time for your next pill. And yes, we'll wait. Now back to the show, already in progress, unless Brian forgot to hit record.
I'm going to say shaky. It seems like I read that somewhere.
Shaky and Brian?
Fakey.
Shaky, did you say, or fakey?
Fakey. Fakey.
Fakey? Oh, false. Okay. That answer is fakey. Oh, we got D on that one. Unfortunately, there is no simple diagnostic test for Parkinson's yet. It's still based on a clinical evaluation and symptoms. And unfortunately, it's only post-mortem that they can actually guarantee that you actually had it. Isn't that crazy? Like, not until we pass away. But you know what? Here's my special twist.
Here we go.
Okay, so it's 2-3.
What was the final score?
Oh no, we're not. Oh no, we're not at the final score. That's the whole twist. You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Not sure.
We're going shaky, fakey, hard mode because I knew you guys were gonna like knock this thing out of the park. So I have 3 more questions for you. Okay, so it's 3-2 right now for Brian.
Okay.
Question number 1. Now this is hard though. Okay. Parkinson's only affects the dopamine system in the brain. Shaky or fakey? So Parkinson's only affects the dopamine system in the brain. Shaky or fakey? True or false? This is a tough one.
I'm going to say shaky.
Okay, and Brian?
I said shaky.
You both said shaky? I told you guys this is the hard zone. That answer's fakey.
Ooh.
While dopamine is the most well-known neurotransmitter involved in Parkinson's, the disease can also impact serotonin, norepinephrine, and I can never say this one, and acetylcholine systems, which affect mood, blood pressure, deep sleep, and cognition. Interesting. I knew it. Right. So this was going to be easy. Here we go. Question number 2. Question number 5, I guess.
Yeah.
Levodopa becomes less effective over time because your body builds a tolerance to it. Whoa. Shaky or fakey? So levodopa, right, our gold standard medication for Parkinson's, becomes less effective over time because your body builds a tolerance to it.
Shaky.
Shaky. I think Bryce might win this one now. That was a fakey.
Wow.
Watch this now. This is can you imagine? This is a common misconception. Levodopa doesn't become less effective due to tolerance. The progression of Parkinson's means that there are fewer dopamine-producing neurons left to respond to the medication.
So you have to increase the levodopa.
That's right. Progressive, right? So progressive. So they say that when you first get your first symptom of Parkinson's, when you first see it coming, you have typically lost 80% of those neurons, the dopamine producing neurons. So you only have 20% left, and over time they just keep decreasing. So it doesn't have anything to attach to. Interesting question though, isn't it?
I wonder if that has you know how they say there's 5 stages to Parkinson's, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if that has how they rate that, what your levels of dopamine drop. Not
Yeah.
based just on your symptoms, but the standard,
Yeah.
without medication, where your dopamine is at.
Yeah, and I think that's probably part of the way how they measure it, right? They measure that, okay, look, here's where it is. Now they have to take this much to have
Right.
the same results, right? That's a very good point. You know what's funny, D, is everybody asks me all the time, like, what stage are you at? And so I've heard that so many times. And for my doctor, my neurologist, he doesn't do the stages. He's like, you're at your stage. I'm like, oh, well, come on. Everybody asks me, what can I tell them? He's like, you're at your stage. I'm like, oh, weird. So I don't know. Do you, Brian, does yours, do they talk about, does your doctor talk about your stages?
Same as you. At first I was asking questions in a future state of mind, and she shut down real quick.
Yeah, mine too.
It out.
So D, does your doctors, do they talk
No,
about
actually, I told him where I thought I was. And
yes.
he didn't argue with me. He said, because Parkinson's is so different on everybody, you're all going to have different symptoms. So it's hard to, for me, I think I'm in stage 3.
Okay.
That's basically, but I had a like I told you, I had an example with my father. So I can pretty much say, this is where I think I'm at. Okay. And you can stay in that stage for 5 years. So that's when I started studying this, I was really interested in the stages because I needed to know. I'm 16.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same way. I want to measure it.
Both of you, but yeah, and it's just that's what I did. I told him where I was.
Yeah, and that's it's funny because I know, and again, we both obviously know exactly what you're talking about because we've Googled it and read it and looked at it and everything else, and just like you, for me, not so much now. Right now, I'm kind of just like, hey, I'm at where I'm at, but I'll tell you at that beginning, like, I wanted to measure it out, and I think I mentioned on the podcast last week. I said, I actually Googled, what's my life expectancy, right? And it said 11 years, and I was 40. So I'm like, oh my God, 51 years, right? So I'm thinking, how many hit these stages? So when do I hit this stage, this stage, this stage? And it flipped me out. Like, it really scared the heck out of me. But anyway, I digress. I want to hear more about that in a second. So let's okay. I got one more question for you guys. Ready?
All right.
Okay, and these were hard, right? Like
look at the score anyway. Where's the score?
I think we're tied.
How many do you have? 2?
I think we're tied. I think to be honest with you, if you guys missed this one, I think
3-2 for Brian.
3-2 for Brian. Okay, and I've got two skunkers on both you on this one. So we'll see how this one goes. This is the big question. We could almost make this like the take it or leave it question. The big ending here. Here we go. Okay. This is my last one I've got for you guys. Ready? So deep did the big finale. Yeah, like drum roll, please. Deep brain stimulation, DBS, can help improve tremors, stiffness, and movement in people with Parkinson's, but not speech or balance. So, deep brain stimulation, DBS surgery, can help improve tremors, stiffness, and movement in people with Parkinson's, but it does not help your speech or your balance. Is that shaky or fakey?
Fakey.
Shaky and Brian?
Shaky.
You both said shaky?
No, I said fakey.
Oh, you said fakey. Aw, D.
I know. But you know what? I was going by the gentleman that you had that you interviewed. Remember when he turned on his little stimulator thing?
Yeah, that's right.
And he had a hard time talking. And then when he turned it back on,
You're so right, D.
Yeah. That's 100%. What made me think that I went.
You're 100%. And in the interview, he said the first thing is his speech. Oh my God! I think we're going to flip this up here because that. Okay, let me read the answer. Let me read the answer that was given. This is true. DBS is great for motor symptoms like tremors and rigidity, but it often doesn't help and sometimes worsens issues with speech, swallowing, and balance. So maybe it's one of those gray areas. This was probably a bad question but you know what? I'm going to have to flip this around and I'm going to say that answer is completely fake.
Both answers are correct. We need to do
Why? What did you say, Brian? You said shaky, right?
I did.
No, he said fakey. No.
You said fakey. Yeah, I changed it to. You said Shaky, so it's tied. So you're tied 3-3.
Well, not really, because Shaky was right.
No, I changed it because Dee's right. We got to go with my videos. My videos are the gold standards of truth.
So what I would suggest is
Yeah.
both answers were right.
Yeah.
We're tied. Well,
Yeah,
let's
you
just say
are.
we're tied. All that was the regular season. Now we're in the playoffs. So let's do one question, winner take all.
Okay.
I'm open to that.
Okay, one question,
That
winner
fair?
take all. One question, winner take all. And there's no pressure here because we are live taping, and I am now have to come up with a question that I don't have. So I'm going to ask this question. Okay, here we go. Ready? No, that's a bad question. I can't go there. It's too controversial.
Think about your interviews you did the last couple of weeks.
Wait, what did I do?
You did interviews.
Yeah, I did a lot of interviews this last 2 weeks.
Anything resonate from that?
Yeah, that I get very upset that they ask the questions they don't tell me they're going to ask, and they don't ask the questions they tell me they're going to ask me. So I'm kind of prepared for the interview, and then they ask me all these weird questions, and I'm like, "Huh? That's not what I was prepared for." I went on one. It was funny. I went on there's a D in Canada. We have a thing called the CBC. It's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, and it's and they're a television station and a radio station, and they're like, hey, can you do a quick interview for our noontime rush hour or whatever drive by? I'm like, sure, no problem. And so they're like, hey, we'll talk about early diagnosis, how and whatnot, because it's Parkinson's Awareness Month, and I had no problem. So I get on the show, and the lady says, okay, well, welcome to the program, and we have Bryce with us, and he's early diagnosed Parkinson's, and blah blah. And he goes, and she says, she says, tell us your story, Bryce. So I did. I told the story, and she goes, okay, great. Now we're going to open the phone lines. And I'm like, pardon me? We're going to go like an hour live Q&A. And I'm like, what? So people calling in. I'm like, oh, I thought this was a 5-minute interview. Anyway, I'm stalling in my head because I'm trying to think of a question. So I would say this. Okay. I would say this. Okay. I got one. By the year 2035, it is suggested that more than 3 million people in North America will be living with Parkinson's. The year 2035. Let me put this in perspective. Today, they think 2 million-ish in the United States and 110,000 in Canada, let's say. But in the year 2035, we could have 3 million people in the United States and Canada with Parkinson's. Is that shaky or fakey?
I'm good to go.
I will say shaky.
Shaky, right?
I will second the shaky.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to go to round 2 of the Playhouse because it was shaky. That's very true. That's very, very true. And I don't have the American statistics on this. I wish I did, but they say right now in Canada that right today we have approximately 20-ish people a day being diagnosed. They're saying by 2035 right. It could be up to 50 or 60 people a day. Every day being diagnosed with Parkinson's. It's just crazy numbers.
It is
crazy numbers. Okay, well, let's do this. Okay, current statistics are showing that 30% of people being diagnosed with Parkinson's in the last 2 years, 30% have been under the age of 50.
I'm going to say shaky.
You going shaky on that one, Brian?
Shaky.
Okay, very good, very good. You guys are knocking this out of the park. I'm going to do one more, and then I know you both. If you both weren't so competitive, you would like shake hands on this and say we win. But I know that we're not going to end there, so I'm going to do something here. I'm going to go over to my handy dandy little side thing here.
I think Dee and Brian are very competitive, to be honest with you.
His cheat sheet. He's going to his cheat sheet. Okay.
I'm going to my cheat sheets. I'm going to go to someone who's better than I am. And see what it comes up. And here it comes. You ready?
Yep.
This is my shaky or fakey generator, question generator. And here we go. It's a hard one, it says. Loss of sense of smell can occur oh my God, that's too simple. Sorry.
Years before? Yeah. Okay.
It was 9 years for me.
And that was Brian. Brian's like, Brian, because you lost your sense of smell 9 years or 10
9
years
years
before,
prior to my
9 years prior. And I was going to say, so can people lose smell before diagnosis? But yeah,
I haven't lost any. I
have you?
smell
Okay, I was
everything.
just going to ask you. Me neither. I can smell. Sometimes I wish I did. Sometimes, depending on where I'm walking, I wish I couldn't smell. But I have.
Next to people with BO, I wish I couldn't smell that.
I'll tell you, Brian. Sometimes you're lucky, but no, I haven't lost any sense of smell whatsoever.
Cold.
Okay, so here's an answer. Now that we're talking about loss of sense of smell. Okay, loss of sense of smell in Parkinson's is caused by dopamine deficiency in the motor cortex. Repeat that question. The loss of sense of smell in Parkinson's is caused by dopamine deficiency in the motor cortex.
Fakey.
D's going
I said
Fakey.
shaky.
And you know what? We have a brand new winner on the Viewer Showdown. Guess what? D has won the game. That is absolutely Fakey. Incorrect. The loss of smell in Parkinson's is believed to be due to the early alpha-synuclein buildup in the olfactory bulb, not related to dopamine deficiency or motor functions. It often happens years before motor functions appear and is tied to early disease progression in the olfactory and limbic symptoms, not the motor cortex. Brian, you didn't know it wasn't the motor cortex.
I didn't understand anything you just said.
Neither do I, but all I know is I understand that D won.
Motor was the
I
big
understood
clue
that.
for me. Motor. That was the big clue that it had nothing to do with smell. Motor.
What? Look at that, Brian. There's some hints, Brian. You can get better. You'll practice this week because and you'll get better. So congratulations, D. D, guess what? We are going to send you a Life in Motion coffee mug. It's really cool. It's hot off the presses, and we're going to send that out to you. And we're so excited. But D, I wanted to kind of. It was really cool because you came on hot, like you're ready to rock with Brian. So I wanted to capture that, but. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and tell us a little bit about your Parkinson's journey.
Okay. Of course, in West Virginia. I was born in Rhode Island, lived in California from 2 on until I left California. And then I I drove truck for a while. I've done many things. I've got 4 children.
Oh, nice.
17 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren.
Wow, D, come on.
Just like mama.
You look great.
Thank you. I've done a lot of things in my life, and it took a lot to figure out where I wanted to be because, I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 13.
Wow.
And so that was my main hindrance of what I wanted to do. I wanted back then to go. I was in nursing school. I started in high school. Back then, you could go to a CNA class or whatever they called it to start your progress. And
it's so funny, D. I'm smiling.
And they told me I couldn't do that anymore because of my epilepsy.
No way.
And I could not be around in case I had a seizure or something to that effect. So that kind of killed that. I was very disappointed.
For sure.
So I just kind of worked, normal stuff after got out of school, got married right away, had my first daughter, and I was I had my first seizure when I was 13. I didn't have another one until I was 21.
Wow.
And when they first treated me, they gave me B12, which there's a lot of studies on B12 and Parkinson's as well. And B6, I believe it is. And so all these years, watched my father had Parkinson's.
Oh wow! So
So
so was your father diagnosed early or late? Do you remember? Or do
late.
you know?
I believe. Is he daddy? I think he was 55. Mama's gone now, so I can't. But I
Yeah.
believe he was 55.
Wow.
And it really his was cognitive and it became motor after a while. He kind of he. I wish they had this when he was going through it because it would have made so many things much more clear. They didn't know so much about it then, so they didn't. He ended up with atrophy of the brain. He just had,
Wow.
and at the end, he just couldn't. You know, if you go to see him, if he recognized you, you were lucky. Now he always knew who Mama was. He
For sure.
always. They were married for 50 years.
Wow.
But as kids, he would mistaken my children for me.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where he couldn't eat. He had a feeding tube. And then
That's tough.
he passed. Yeah, he was. But you could see the thing that you could see in his eyes. You could see that he wasn't him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Can you relate? He was like often. It's like a person with Alzheimer's or whatever that is just not there. They're not there anymore. And I used to ask my mom, "Can he hear me?" And I remember the last time I seen my father, he was in a nursing home, and because Mama couldn't take care of him anymore. And if I get emotional, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry about that. That's Brian. Brian cries every time we get on camera, so you cry away.
I was driving truck at the time, and I happened to be in California, and went to go see my dad. And the first 2 days, I was there for the weekend for 3 days. The first 2 days, he didn't know who I was. He just was not there.
So hard.
And I prayed really hard. I said, I just want him to know I'm here. Just one time, because I had a feeling it would be the last time that I would see him alive. And I went there that next morning. And he was sitting up in his wheelchair out of the bed. And I walked in. He had a great big smile on his face. And he talked normal to me. And I, to me, nothing but the grace of God did that. That's all I needed, because I knew I was going to say goodbye to him then.
And he knew you. He knew you, right? And he knew.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's all amazing. I needed. That's all I needed. And even when he was gone, you know, Mama had a funeral and all that. And I didn't want to go up there. I didn't want to see him because I wanted to remember. I'm sorry. I just wanted to remember that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I think I have a lot of the things that my father, I watched him with Parkinson's, and that's the thing for me now. That's what stays in my head. And when I first got diagnosed, that's all that came in my head. It's, oh my God, you know, what now you think of my family, my husband. We had just been married, just gotten married. Although we'd known each other for a long time, we had just gotten married. And now the burden, because I know what my mom went through.
How old were you? How old had you been when you got diagnosed, or how many years ago was it? Do you know?
That I actually got diagnosed was in 2022, I believe.
2022, or 3 years ago. Okay.
Yeah, and they did. The only reason why they found it is because somebody finally did a DAT scan, and they knew.
Huh.
All this time, I thought it was my epilepsy. All this time, and it wasn't.
Wow.
Not solely, because like I was, you know, I couldn't, when I worked in prison for 18 years.
In the prison?
I got to, you know, I worked in max prison in
maximum security?
Yeah. In Nevada. Started out, I was just a regular officer in Arizona. I worked with females, and that wasn't bad. I ended up, I moved and got out of it for a little bit, and then I went back, came back to Arizona and worked in a low medium level prison, males. And then got my bachelor's. I had my heart attack, okay? And I decided then, it was kind of that like, hey, you don't live forever. You know, it was a checkpoint, you know, where, okay, I gotta get a tissue. That, hang on, guys.
No, you do it. You do what you need to do. That's crazy. That's wild. I'm trying to think. So you're in maximum security prison. You had a heart attack before you started
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not. I first was an officer. I had not had the heart attack yet.
Okay.
When I was getting ready to go to Nevada is when I had the heart attack.
Wow.
At that point, I was already a case manager.
Oh, wow.
I had got promoted. I had the heart attack, and then I decided when I got home, and it's so weird. You have a heart attack. You're strong before you go in, and you have a heart attack, and you're weak, and it was a struggle just to go to the bathroom.
It just changes right then, right? Like it's just right
like
then.
that.
Wow.
But at any rate, I got my degree, bachelor's degree and a master's in criminal justice.
Wow.
And moved on from there.
Wow.
When I was in the prison system in Nevada, that's when I started really noticing problems. I was talking to an inmate, I forgot what I was saying. I would have trouble walking balance-wise from one area to another if it was a long distance.
So that was when you were in the maximum. So in the maximum security prisons, when the symptoms started coming out in that. I think, you know what? I think Brian, maybe he's done something illegal, because as soon as you said maximum security prisons, he disappeared. I don't know where he was just like, I'm out of here. Like he's like, oh God. So it's just me and you, D. So I don't know. We must have
I thought I was boring him, and he just kind of laughed.
No, he had this look of fear in his eye, like I got to jump. And so no, I'm just thinking, but I think that's so. Oh, it's so funny. So I think that's so. You started noticing that. You started noticing your inability to like your brain fog and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That came. Can I ask you a question? So for me, what's really interesting to me is that so my grandmother had Parkinson's, right? And she passed away like almost the like I think the next day after she passed away, I started getting the twitch in my finger, in my right hand, and anyway, I felt almost kind of guilty because I knew of Parkinson's, like I knew my grandma, I watched her, so I saw the shake, I saw the she would sit with a tissue because her mouth was exactly, thank you. Yeah, exactly. And so but I feel and then after I got Parkinson's, I was diagnosed, I knew I had it. I was like, in my head, I'm going like, okay, so I know I'm going to shake, but that's all I knew. And I felt almost guilty because I didn't know the cognitive stuff. I didn't know I just saw what I saw, shuffling, and, and that's, to me, that's all it was. And I felt almost not bad, but I guess a little bad because I just, now that I wish now that, well, she was alive, that I knew what I know now.
And what you know now.
Yeah, because I would have, I just would have been able to help her better and relate better. Yeah.
Yeah. Daddy, it's, and I have to say, men, very prideful.
Oh yeah.
Did not want to go to the doctor. He was always, I never saw my dad sick ever, not even with the flu, nothing. He always got up, went to work, always, always, always.
Yeah.
And of course, Daddy had been through the World War II and the
Okay.
Korean War, and that done a lot to him. I think he had PTSD.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
And so I watch, but when he started really going downhill, it came quick. It was the stages were. I look
Yeah.
at pictures now, and I have a big picture of my mom and dad in my office, and I look in his eyes, and there's that blank stare,
Yeah.
and I look, and he was getting mini strokes in his brain. He went through a lot. But they didn't know, I don't think, that it was Parkinson's. They never did a DET scan on my father.
Oh, they didn't. Okay.
I don't think they even knew about it back then. But
Well, that's
I think
amazing how
what ruined
technology.
him is when he couldn't work no more. That was it for him. He went downhill from there.
I think for men and maybe for women as well, but I know for me and Brian and I've talked about it before as well, is that there's so much, like, it's that the things that you, like, I know, for example, I mean, things I could lift before, and I don't have the strength I had before, right? And so I look at that, I'm like, oh my gosh, and it's coming to that realization that things will change and being okay with that. But I think every time that first thing comes that you used to be able to do okay, or used to be able to do no problem, and when you can't do it, or you have to modify it or not do as much, it hurts your pride. Oh, look at this, Brian's back. Hold on, Brian, welcome back. I guess you know what he probably did. I bet you he maybe went and put a disguise on or something, D, because I think honestly he was trying to hide from the cops. Hey, Brian, nice to see you.
Hi, everyone. Sorry about that.
No, we thought we know when we started talking about maximum prisons and all that stuff, you got a little bit uncomfortable and you had to leave. So we were wondering if you were in trouble and you couldn't have, maybe you're running for the law or something. But anyway, thank you for coming. We had a really good discussion. We were talking about Dee's dad and her papa and things that he had gone through, and it was funny. I was sitting here and I was thinking about that, and it was my nose started running because it was awful. I emotional, and then I think about both you guys having your heart issues and all this other stuff, and it's one of those things where it kind of things like where you sit back and go, like, when you think you're the most hard done by, and you hear someone else's story, and it just makes some clarity that there's a lot of things that happen and a lot of things that go through. So I appreciate both your strengths, both you guys with your strength and what you having to deal with multiple things in your life. I mean, I feel like I this is my lot in life is this one thing, and I what, before I had Parkinson's, I'd never been in the hospital. Like, I'd never had a night in the hospital. I never had anything wrong, and then all of a sudden this thing out of the blue, now it's like everything, which is coming back to our topic of, is it Parkinson's or just me? And so for me, because I felt like I had never had anything wrong with me in my whole life, and then I had Parkinson's, and now the whole body's shutting off, the whole brain shutting off, and it's like, so it has to be. But I got one that maybe you guys relate to, but for me, and I've done some of those little short videos, but I walk into a room and I forget why I'm even there. And I'm like, is this Parkinson's, or what? Am I just like had too much caffeine? If I didn't sleep well, or what is going on? So can you guys relate to that? Have you ever forgot where you are and why you're there?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Same thing.
I'll be mid-sentence. What comes in? And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm making a brilliant point, right? And I go, it's like the satellite moved.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to check back in, and sometimes I'm like, we got to move on. I've lost my point.
Yeah.
Well, we thought, Brian, that you forgot you were on a podcast, because next thing you're like, I'm out of here.
Like I said, that was one of the things that caught me right away when I was talking to him. In mid-sentence, I just kind of went blank. It's like the deer in the headlights, just, okay, it's gone. Yeah. I don't know. And I looked at him. He said, "Are you okay?" And I said, yeah, I'll get back to you. And I went to my office. But yeah, it's scary because you don't know what the heck just happened. And
you're right.
That's when, your brain's just doing weird stuff and you're not expecting it. And it's like having those times where, okay, like do you guys get waves of just you're fine, and then all of a sudden you're shut down?
Oh yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
like overwhelms you. You're tired. You can't.
Hit a
You
wall.
don't
I just hit
want
a wall. Boom.
Nothing to do with nobody.
It-
Put me in my safe space. Give me my tea or whatever. I need to regroup. And sometimes
100%.
it takes a day to do that. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Or are you mad at me or whatever? Or sometimes you'll have those outbursts of just, and why? You know, it's like they're all looking at you like my husband's looked at me like I was nuts. And I'm going, don't look at me like that. And it's like, do you not understand what I'm saying? And no, they don't. They don't get it. And I don't even get it. So it's like,
And it can happen, like you said, out of the blue. Like you're having a great day, or you had a great week. You have those like 3 days in a row. Like, my God, you almost forget you have it sometimes, right? And
Exactly.
And then it just smacks you like a brick.
The other day I went out. My wife was doing some yard work, light raking, and I'm like, I can do that. So I went out and I lasted 15 minutes. And to your point, Dee, it hit me like a wave. It's like I was in the ocean. You know, the wave just slaps you down. Well, it was like I was hit by a wave. Yeah. And I had to go. To your point, Dee, I went in the house. I took off my jacket. I got a glass of water. I sat in the chair. I put the Masters on. I just started watching golf for a few minutes. That is probably 30 minutes. And I got out of the chair, went back outside, and continued to help. Well, at that point, Frosty the Snowman had come and taken over my wife because she was giving me the cold shoulder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, who are you? Like,
right. She's like, well, you only lasted 15 minutes. That was 15 minutes more than the day before. Every victory counts.
Well, and you know what? It could have been 15 minutes. That 15 minutes could have saved you or helped you, right? Or sometimes it could be half an hour, or sometimes it could be the whole day. And I think the challenge is, and especially early on when I first started getting those, I would try to fight it. No. I'm not going to let it. It's not going to let it have me. I'm not going to. And I'm not. No, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going and keep going. And that D is when I got pissed off with people, because now I'm getting frustrated and angry. So I'm trying to push through this thing, because all I want to do is go in the bedroom, pull the covers over my head, or put on a silly reality TV show and watch it for 24 hours. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to see anybody. And I'm tired, and I just want to lay there and just. You used to call it veg out. I want to veg out. And then, but the more I try to push through it, the more angry and frustrated I get, because it's not helping, it's not working. And I'm getting cranky and snappy and the whole 9 yards. So what I had to learn early on, but what I've learned is I have to listen to my body. So when my body says, hey, dude, you know what? We're staying in bed today. I got to call it in. I have to. Yeah. And I think if I surrender to that, not surrender to it, but I look at it. So what I just said, I used to think it was surrendering. So I didn't want to surrender. I'm going to fight, right? And that's my attitude. I want to fight this thing. It's not going to take me down. But when I listen to my body, I look at it now that, you know what? We don't know how much our body is working more than, I don't want to say normal, but I don't know how else to say it. But it's working double time. It's always in motion, right? Like it's inside even. What we may not, like both of you are saying with the tremors. So my tremors are a little bit more evident in my life as I go ahead in here. But inside your body, there's tremoring happening. You don't even realize it, right? Because it hasn't manifested on the outside. So your body's constantly working. It's constantly working, and it's bloody exhausting. It's exhausting.
It is.
That's true. You know? I never thought of that.
And so I have to listen to it. I just have to shut it down and say, you know what? I need to recharge my batteries, or my brain, and our brain, back to your other point too, D, with, cognitive issues and things like me walking in rooms, forgetting why we're there. It's like those moments I realize, okay, I need to slow down. I need to regroup and get it. But what's really scary about it, and maybe you guys relate to this or not, but when you get those ways, and even having like that thought of forgetting where you were or what you were going to say, that can lead to that gets you get anxious, especially if you're going somewhere doing something like right now, right? Hey, we're all sitting here right now on this podcast, right? Where we're talking and you start thinking, oh my gosh, okay, as long as it doesn't happen then, because I don't want to sit there and stare at them, and you start getting anxious, and the more anxiety you get, then it gets worse. Now the anxiety is building up, and now your brain, so it's just this constant battle of craziness that's going on.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, guess what? If Brian, look at Brian, Brian's a mess. He left the podcast unannounced. He just he's talking. He forgot what his sentence was, and we're okay, right? He lost shaky face. He's having a bad day, but we're sitting here, and it's okay, right? It's totally cool. It's just we because there's nothing we get.
You know what really frustrates me is when somebody says, "Oh, that happens to me all the time."
Oh yeah, come on.
And they don't have a clue.
No idea.
But I go through that. I do that all the time. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's just age or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, you call them the one-up person. They're trying to one-up you. You say something, they got to one-up you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
I don't like the one-up person.
Whatever. Okay. You really understand what's going on here?
Yeah.
And like you said, sometimes you lose your composure, okay?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
No
yes, I like
particular reason.
Yeah.
It's just gone. Okay. And it's don't. My husband has gotten so good at, okay, I'm not going to talk to her because it's not going to come out.
He's leaving me alone, right? He's like, he's having it. I'm just going to
get out the door here. He's really good at reading it. But I would have to say, and I you guys help me out here. The worst thing about Parkinson's is losing a good night's sleep. Okay? I would.
You're absolutely right.
Everything just to have one good night's sleep without having to wake up, jump. My husband goes to the other room now because he says I hum during the night. And I don't know I'm humming. And I said, what do you mean hum? He goes, you go,
Maybe you're dreaming about chocolate cake or something. You're just like,
when I first heard you, I thought it was she's having a good dream. Happening in it. It was like, and now he goes in the other room because he knows it's just he doesn't want to wake me up because I am asleep.
Yeah, sleeping stage.
He knows that if he wakes me up, I can't go back to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, if you wake me up, you're done. If I
thanks. Bad enough that you got Mother Nature waking you up at all hours to go to the bathroom.
Well, exactly.
Well, now, Brian, you can talk to that one, Brian. I'm 10 years younger than Brian, so he can talk to getting up to the bathroom more often.
It is true. But you know what? The other night I got up and I was in the closet in a fight.
Really?
And my arm was bleeding.
What?
Seriously.
So
my goodness.
That would scare me. So my wife hasn't slept in the same room as me for, I don't know, a few years now. Because the first time I had a dream like that, I was like, I cannot take the risk of hurting her.
Right.
You can't. So,
right.
You sleep in a
spare room. I told him, we have an extra bed. I said, I'll gladly. Because he has issues too. I mean, we're both older.
Well, everybody has issues.
And, he's got stuff wrong with his back, his spine. He's just, and poor guy, he's outdoor dashing right now. He's trying to help us. We got to put a roof on the house. And at any rate,
he's said DoorDash and my stomach growled.
He's very patient, but there's times where I can see that, okay, it's time I have to leave him alone for a while.
Yeah, they need their time too.
He's here,
Yeah, absolutely.
He's done. And, we have the grandbabies here and they're great. They're not babies, they're teenagers, which is kind of worse because they're both girls. But I don't know.
See, here's the thing. I told Brian this before, so I'll see if he remembers. So Brian, and you might not know about anything about this, Dee, but when I used to drink, I used to be called a happy drunk, When I would get a little tipsy, I was happy. Brian was the mean drunk. So when we dream, Brian's in closets beating the crap out of people and bleeding, and Bryce is just in there making jokes and telling his wife they're riding horses and looking at campfires. So we.
I was the dancing drunk, so I just wanted to dance. So yeah,
so there you're and that's when you're humming. You're humming a tune. You're probably in your dream. You're humming. You're dancing. You're doing your thing.
Yeah,
right. It's like, so Brian, sorry about that.
It's
Brian.
almost disappointing when you wake up from a good dream. Like, I don't want to go back there.
It's not really happening, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Take me back.
3-hour blocks. The 3-hour blocks come at night too. They don't sleep.
Yeah.
Right? They take those at 2:30. They take those at 5.
Oh yeah.
And in between that, who knows? It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Trying to get your mind to stop. Why are you so alert at 2:30 in the morning? That's not normal. And then you come to work in the morning and you're like, okay, I need coffee. I need to regroup.
So you said something about that too, and you know what bothers. So for me, my predominant symptom is stiffness, right? Like I'm constantly stiff. Like it's like I'm at this. When I'm on, I'm still stiff because I'm trying to keep my medication low. But so I always hate people. I get angry when people are like, they'll call. I can't come to work today. My back's just really sore, and I'm like, oh, poor you. like you're having a day.
What did you get last night? Oh, I got 8 hours. Just my back is sore.
Yeah, I'm so tired. Oh my God, I was up watching movies till like 2 a.m. I got 2 hours sleep. I'm like, lucky, like you get to choose that. You get to choose to stay up. That's amazing, right? I don't get to choose that, and or else when someone says to you, you need to sleep. You need to sleep. Yeah, you're right. What do you think I'm doing?
What do you think I do at 2:30 in the morning? I'm not having a party.
Exactly. And what blows my mind, Brian, about this is that it's hard to explain because it's not like you're lying there semi-tired and it's like it's just daytime. It's like this is normal, and my eyes are just wide awake. And it's just, it's really hard to explain. And that's when someone says, well, just sleep, or, oh, did you try this? Or why didn't you try that? Or I'm like, yeah, listen, I mean, I can try it all. I mean, some of the hacks that I did, and, Brian, speaking, and speaking, you said earlier, to do interviews, I spoke to a research company, or what do you call it? Not a research company. I guess research company. I spoke to their staff this week for Parkinson's Awareness Month, and I said to them that I am doing everything that I know how to do, right? Like I've got every trick in the book, like I said, and to live the best life that I can.
Yeah,
I'm doing everything I can do, right? I'm doing the meds right. I'm trying to exercise the best I can. I'm spraying myself with magnesium, which to me it helps, and all these tricks have helped me a little bit here and there. But there's some nights that nothing works, right? So I'm doing everything I know how to do, and that's why we need you now, right? Because I'm doing everything I can do, and I'm at my max. And so I need you now to come up and find new things for me and do some good research and try different things to get me to even better. And I think that's where that gap is, because we talk all together here. We're talking about, hey, we're doing the exercise. Hey, we're doing this. Hey, I tried the magnesium. I watched this video. Here's this thing. This is different. I'm trying this. We are doing everything we possibly can do. And there's just some days it just doesn't work.
And that's the bad thing about this disease, is that it's not every person's the same. Every person is different because we have different makeup. We have a different chemical thing going on in our head. And it's like, and I read a thing the other day, how your brain cells regenerate. Yeah. And I thought, well, I'm waiting, do something here, something is not right. And the memories is like I had talked to you before. I had sent you a thing about, I can hear music of songs that I've known all my life.
Yep.
And I'll be in my car, which is my favorite place to be, by the way, driving in my car, and I want to sing, and the words ain't coming out right. It's like I'm getting tongue twisted, and it's pissing me off. Yep. I know the words. I've known them all my life, And now I can't say them. And it's like, but music does make me happy. Music puts me in a good place, I have to say. But at 2:30 in the morning, I can't listen to music. And what am I going to do? Get up and turn on the oldies and dance to the oldies at 2:30 in the morning? No. My husband was cooking. No. So it's, I don't know. I think that's a bad thing too.
Bryce just makes up new words.
Losing the old
words. He makes up new ones.
I just make up words. That's CD. I do it. You're right. I just make it up. Like I'll just, so I love, because I'll sit there. I'm like, oh my god, and then I can see there's there's a video back there where there's opinion. It's like I needed I've said opinion a million times in my life, right? And I know the word. I can see the word. I know what I'm supposed to say. Even like when you're singing D, and I'm the same way. I'm like, I love to. I'm the worst singer in the world. That's why in the car with the windows up, I can sing. And in the past, when this word escapes me or I can't think of what I was about to say, I would be like, okay, darn it, I don't know what it was. Now I just kind of just roll. I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll make up my own word. I'll make up my own sentence. I think
that word hits you at 12 o'clock at night saying, that's it.
Exactly.
Write it down. That's what I wanted.
There it is.
It's a delayed whatever.
It's frustrating as heck. It really is. It really is. I don't know,
it's
Brian.
Challenge.
It is, and
God's given us a challenge. I think for the rest of our life. Here you go.
But look at what we're doing.
Years don't exist.
That's right. Boom. And here's three of us sitting around here with these crazy things that you think, who would ever want to deal with that? And we're laughing about it. And I think that's.
You guys were in sales, am I correct? Pretty much.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't do that very well.
Well,
but I'm a talker, as you can tell. And sometimes I'll be on the phone because I do these takeoffs for my son's glazing company, and I have to get a hold of vendors or customers. Again, you're blah, 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 and then all of a sudden, you forget who you're talking to.
Yep.
I've gotten customers mixed up before.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was talking to this construction company, and I'm talking to another one. It's like, oh, that's dangerous. Because if I'm giving him a special price, but it's not for him, it's for,
Oh, yeah. And then the son won't be happy about that.
I got to keep my mind busy because I'm not ready to retire. I can't. There's just no way.
You got too much energy, D. You're
I
a ball.
do. I've had like 2 cups of coffee, which is unusual because I don't do that because of this. But
no, that's amazing. I think that kind of to your point, I think we have a choice to make when we have all this stuff, right? And again, it's like we could sit here right now and have a real pity party, right? The three of us could talk about how awful it is and how terrible it is, and it is. It's not a good thing, But at the same point, we're sitting here laughing about it because it's sort of, if we, and I say that I've said this so many times, but I feel like we can take the power back from it, where that becomes. That's not normal, but I think, like for me, for example, when I was left my corporate job in 2020, I think it was right around there. I always miss the dates up. So that's one thing. It's like everybody's like, I thought it was 21. Yeah, it probably was. I don't remember. I think it's 2020. So it's around there, but it was around 2020.
Around
yeah, somewhere there. My superpower was in sales and what I did. And I was more like a team builder, and I was what I transitioned into. But my superpower was like I could remember your people. I would associate something. I never called anybody by their first name, so it was like I would associate things. Like D would be like you'd be like the Max prison guard. Like you'd be like and I'd make up a name. I'd be like the prison lady from Virginia, West Virginia, right? And I associate things to it, but I could do that across multiple layers. Like I could literally walk into a store where I had at one point I had 375 employees under somewhere under me, 60 different stores. I could walk into a store in another province, and literally from the person that opened the back door who was loading shelves right up to the manager, I would know their names. I'd walk, oh, hi Tyler, how are you? Nice to see you. Hey Bill, how are you? And I and I had cute names for like I have a lady who has a strip of I have 5 Michelles that work for me right now at Parkinson Canada. So I mean, how do you do that? So I've got my Michelle. I call her my Michelle because she was like a student that I did a project with, and she just worked for me forever. And I got one who has a purple streak, so I call her PH, purple hair, right? So I've got all these names, and so but I could do that. And then all of a sudden I literally walked up to a fellow that I was a customer of mine for like 10 years. And I was walking up to the receptionist, and I was checking in, and I said, "I'm here to see," and gone.
Link. Yeah.
No idea.
Wow.
Couldn't get it. Couldn't say his name. I didn't know what his name was, and I was like, "What the heck?" And so I was like, that was the first sign that I gotta slow down. Like I can't do this. And I was flying all over the place, and I had to slow it down and slow it down and slow it down. And that for me that was one of that devastating moment, because I think even my identity was wrapped up in my career at that point. So it was awful. It was awful.
Yeah, I think you said that identity and career. Yeah, you become, when you're in it for so long, that's who you are. And
yeah,
I felt, I don't know, worthless, maybe. I don't know. I wasn't that person no more. That brings me back to that point. You aren't that person anymore. That person does not exist in your realm anymore. How do you become this new person? And it's a daily, who do I want to be? What do I want to be? What do I want to give PD over me? And that's where I struggle all the time. What am I in control of and what I'm not in control of? And that's, when you're independent, it's really, when you're strong, you feel strong, strongly opinionated. And I have always been one to say what's on my mind. I don't hide it. But yeah, I don't like to be patronized, and I don't like to be, sissified either. I'm not, there are people way off, worse off than me. And so this is my life, is what I got to deal with. And today's a day, and
you're dealing with it good though. You're dealing with a great deal. Like your attitude, like I love that attitude. It's like, hey, you know what? There's other people worse than me, but let's go, right? And you're not. You got energy. You need to work. You're going to do it. And I think that's so true. And I think just by even coming on here and stuff, just having fun and enjoying it and getting out there when we're speaking to people, and you're going to relate. People are going to relate to your story, and that's going to help somebody. And I think that in itself is defeating this stupid thing, right? It's overcoming. It's like saying, whatever, I've got it, fine, I've got it. You're right. I think that we do have to this whole stutter thing, like, it's like, oh my gosh, like
you say all the way home, but you didn't get there. What I do, I'm listening. You keep me in the studio, I can hear. It's great. Get me out.
Oh no, D, come on, you're my witness. We didn't kick you; he just disappeared. We were like,
"Well, it was." I lost my first shaky fakey, and I was gone.
Oh, D, I never thought about that. I thought it was the maximum security thing, but you know what? The prison. But you're right. He had to go up. So he came back in a different color too, which is really cool. So I think like he had to go and deal. He had to put a filter on his screen because he's still struggling with losing, which is amazing. So.
You should struggle with losing. Losing isn't everything.
You guys are great. I love it. Like I said, I've been on, watch different stuff and whatever, but it's hard to find a place where you feel comfortable and you can just put your stuff out there, and it is what it is,
in support groups and so forth. Like right now, you're in a safe place. All kidding aside. When I left the call earlier, it was right when you had that gift from your dad, I'm going to call it, where he recognized you and spoke to you. That I even repeating what happened to you, the hairs on my arm are standing up. That was so wonderful to hear. I can't imagine. You can't put a price on a gift like that.
No.
You know, you just wish.
And I'm glad. I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, absolutely.
That I was blessed to have that. Just that, because it didn't last long. It did not. That window was very short.
Well, I'm glad, Dee, that you found the channel, the podcast. I'm glad that you. We're excited that you're, part of what we're doing here, and we're that hearing that like it's a safe place. You feel comfortable that's all we wanted, because we're just. Again, we're not professionals. Like we're learning as we go, and we just wanted to talk, and so we're thankful for you. And I had this was such a fun episode, right?
Yeah,
it was just amazing, and I think
I enjoy it. Call me back again. I love it.
Okay, yeah. We'll do that.
You and I got a tiebreaker. We got Brian. You and I. We're going to box again.
You're going to duel again. You're going to duel again. Well, Dee, thank you so much, and thanks for everybody else for tuning in. And hey, in the description below, there's a little form. It takes you 30 seconds. All you do is just fill it out if you want to come on and be Dee and come on and try to beat Brian. I am teasing Brian. If we get a lot of people, Dee, that want to come on the shows, I'm going to get it some rather than the mug. I'll do like shirts or a mug that say I beat Brian. And we'll be like, kind of like and we'll have like a whole thing like I beat Brian on Shaky Fakey.
Right, I'm okay with that. But for Dee, because her and I share a second health challenge, I'm going to send you an autographed copy of my book called From Survivor to Thriver. It's a book I wrote on my journey with heart disease. It's just a personal story that I hope you enjoy.
Yes, most definitely.
We'll get your address from Bryce and I will send that to you.
Beautiful. Look at Dee. See, it's double. See, it's double day. You get two prizes for being on here. So that's amazing.
Great. Have a very happy Easter. I don't know in Canada if y'all celebrate that.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, it's Easter here too.
Yes,
absolutely. Be blessed and be safe. Okay.
Thank you. You as well. You as well.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Dee.
You well.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So, Brian, thanks. That was fun. Hey?
That was great.
That was fun. Dee was amazing. She has
Dee
a great
was
story.
amazing. What a vibrant 69-year-old lady. 79.
She's not 79.
No, she's 69.
She's not 69. Is she really?
Yeah, you'll hear her say it in the replay, bud.
Oh, wow.
She told me that when you stepped away at the beginning.
That's amazing. No, she was full of energy. She was fantastic, and hopefully you enjoyed today. And like I said, we want to you want to join us on the podcast, go into the description. It's a 30 seconds. Just give us your name. Let us know that you want to come on. We'll reach out, and we'd love to bring people up here to share a little bit of your story and play against Brian. Beat Brian. We want to beat Brian, and we'll figure that out. So, Brian, I hope you have a wonderful week. All the best to you and your family. Happy celebrating what you're doing as well. And everybody else, we'll see you next Sunday. 12 p.m. Eastern for another great episode. And maybe, you know what? Maybe even you will be our guest next week. Let's see what we can do. Until then, stay strong, stay kind, and stay in motion. See you, Brian.
See you, pal.
You did it. You made it through another episode of Life in Motion. That's 20 to 30 minutes you could have spent folding laundry, Googling your symptoms, or rearranging the 14 pill bottles on your nightstand. Instead, you hung out with Bryce and Brian. That's friendship. Or questionable time management. Either way, we're grateful. Be sure to follow the show. Leave a review. Or just yell, "I have Parkinson's and I'm fabulous," into your backyard. We'll hear you. Probably. New episodes drop regularly. Unless we both forget. Until next time. Keep laughing. Keep shaking things up. And if you find our train of thought, please return it.